to Newsline TV. My name is Grace and this is Wezesha Biashara show. Teaching children about money can be tricky, mostly because it's never enough. And sometimes you even forget you're supposed to teach them about money because you're looking for the money. So at what point do we teach our children about money, and how do you go about it? In studio today, we're privileged to have a professional counselor, Beatrice, who's going to help us learn how to teach our children about the cents and the shillings. Karibu sana, Beatrice.
Thank you, Grace.
Beatrice, if you could just begin by introducing yourself and telling us who you are.
My name is Beatrice Nzo. I'm a psychological counselor. I work for Angels Paradise Counseling Clinic, where we major on family counseling. We also do mediation. We offer mediation services. And on top of that, I am also a parent to you two adults who are battling with now teaching their own children about money.
All right, money is a topic that is of interest to many of us, mostly
Yes.
because we are taught how to make it.
Yes.
But very few people get to learn how to use it,
Yeah.
especially when they are very young.
Yeah.
And it's increasingly becoming very important for parents to teach their children how to use money at a very tender age. So how do we introduce children to money?
First and foremost, you need to let the children know that money is valuable. You need to let them understand that money is the ability. Money enables us to do things. Money enables us to buy food. Money enables us to buy toys at the tender age, and that they need to understand that money is never enough. At any one given time, there is always shortage of money.
Right. So they need to understand first about money. That
Yes.
money is what we use
Yeah.
to get everything.
Yeah.
So once they've understood that, what's the next thing that I do? And first of all, before we go there, how do I even make them understand, what money is? That money is what we use to buy toys and stuff like that.
It's very easy because at time, even when you have enough of the money to yourself, enough in quotes, you should be able to make them understand that sometimes they might not have the toy that they want, and scheduled it that it will be availed at another time after you have gotten the money. And so in our setting right now, as a parent, if you are in employment, you need to make the children know you will only get money after the end of the month, and that's when many people are being paid their salaries. And so they need to understand in between the month end and the next month end, sometimes money will not be there for them to get whatever they want. Sometimes I find parents are funny, that their kids will demand, and whatever they demand, some parents go as far as taking a loan in order to meet a demand of a child. That is poor parenting, and that is poor teaching, because that child will never understand that at times there is no money, because the mother, the dad has always said, you want a sweet, there is a sweet. But the child needs to know, for you to get a sweet, you need to have money. So the value of money is very important.
Okay, so once they learn about the value of money, what's the next step?
They also need to know that money is limited, that it is limited, is a commodity that is limited. It's never enough, it's never always there. And they also need to know that with money, since it is limited, it is something that you need to use some of it today and use the next bit the next time.
Right, so we are talking about savings here.
Yes.
Yes. You must teach your children how to save.
Yes.
Let's delve a little bit into that topic.
Okay.
How do you teach your children to save?
Number one, you need to even give something like 20 bob. Let's say you are going out for a family walk, you are going to the shops, you can give the child 20 bob and tell them, this is your money, use it the way you want, buy what you want to buy with that money, and when we come back home, we will be able to do an accountability, see what you bought, how much money you are left with, and let them, don't control them, let them buy what they want with the 20 shillings. Some, you will find what they want cannot be bought with the 20 shillings. Others will buy and say, I don't want to finish my money, and come home with something. So when you come home, take stock of the child's expenditure. He bought an ice cream. Is there any balance left? Or he might say, I did not buy the ice cream because the money was not enough. So that way the child understands that money is limited. And the other one might buy jogu, buy sweets, and come home with 5 bob and say, this 5 bob is the one I will buy sweets next day. So you are kind of making them understand that they need to have something for the next day.
All right, interesting.
And while we are still on the savings, it's also important to bring in the idea of accumulating the savings. And this can be done by way of, let's say the kids are going to school, and you give each one of them their pocket money, and you tell them, whatever expenditure you will do, any balance that you will come home with, I will top up that balance with the same amount of money, and we will put it in a savings account somewhere in a bank or something. And then maybe later in years after you are through school, you will finish school and you will have some money to your use. And as a parent, when you do that, ensure that you keep your word. This I'm talking out of experience. When my kids were young, going to secondary school, I promised them that when you get your pocket money, you go and spend whatever balance you come home with, I'll top it. And I would keep my word. And so to say, by the time they were finishing their school, each person, one of them had 18,000 in their account, and it was, wow, they have money that to spend. And thank God I had told them on how to use money and spare, so they did not squander the money at a go.
Right, interesting story. Now, it's very interesting to just hear from you and hear from your experience about how to teach your children money. Money is valuable. Money is limited. You must teach your children that. But in addition to that, you must teach them, in as much as it is limited, then you need to use it wisely. So make sure that you're saving your money for future use. We are just beginning on the episode on how to introduce your children to the shillings and to the cents. A very important topic because it runs with them throughout their entire life. In this episode, we have learned the first 2 steps of how to introduce your children to money. Teach them how to save and teach them that money is valuable and at the same time it is limited. In our next episode, we continue with this particular topic just to make sure that your children will understand how to use the shillings and the cents. Until next time, we are waiting to hear from you. Reach us on Facebook, Newsline TV. Consult Beatrice on the number that is scrolling on your screen. Send us a WhatsApp message, send us a text, or call us on the number appearing on your screen right now. Until then, next time, God bless you and keep thinking about the shillings and the cents. Asante sana.